Welcome to the tutorial video for how to configure the Services Hub on-demand assessment for Active Directory. In this video, you'll learn the prerequisites to setting up the assessment, the requirements for the user account you need to use to do the setup, and then step-by-step instructions for completing the setup. And finally, you'll see how to view and analyze the results of the assessment. If you haven't already, you'll need to install and configure the Services Hub on-demand assessment agent on a data collection server in your environment. You can watch a short tutorial video at the link displayed here. To get started with Active Directory assessment setup, you need to log into your system with a domain user account that is a member of the Enterprise Administrators Group, or a domain account that is a member of the Administrators Group on every domain controller in the forest, and a member of the Local Administrators Group on the data collection machine, and has administrative access to all Microsoft Domain Name System DNS servers that the domain controllers participate with. And on the data collection machine, use gpedit.msc to access computer configuration, administrative templates, then system, then user profiles, and change the setting do not forcefully unload the user registry at the user logoff. Set that to enabled. Now, to begin configuring the Active Directory on-demand assessment, you'll need to launch a PowerShell prompt, right-clicking and choosing Run as Administrator. Before you run the commandlets for the AD assessment, you need a working directory for your assessments. You simply need a directory and a path to that directory to reference in the commands. For this, the directory will be on the C drive with the name OMS. Back in the PowerShell commandlet, you enter the command as add-AD assessment task. Halfway through typing the command, you can click Tab, and if you see the line autocomplete, you'll know the agent setup modules loaded successfully. Next, enter a space, then a dash, then press Tab again to show Working Directory, the next input parameter needed. Now, within double quotes, enter the path to your assessment's working directory, then press Enter. Here you'll need to enter your enterprise admin credentials and then the password. Then hit Enter. Now it's safe to close the PowerShell window. Next, open up the Task Scheduler. By default, the Active Directory assessment will kick off 1 hour after running the PowerShell commandlet. To do a manual run of the assessment, you must schedule the task to a specific time. Navigate the menu to Task Scheduler Library, then expand Microsoft, then Operations Management Suite, then Assessments, then the AD assessment. Right-click on the task, then choose Properties, and then go into Triggers and edit the default trigger to a later time, in this case Monday. Then enter the account information used to execute the task. Now right-click on the task and choose Run. Once this is done, open the working directory and go into the numbered folder, and within a few minutes, you'll see files begin to populate the folder. To ensure everything is set up correctly, navigate to the Data Model folder. Here you should see all the information for your domain controllers and your forest. After a few more minutes, go back and click on the Logs folder. Double-click the Discovery Trace file here to open the trace file. Scroll to the bottom and ensure that you see no errors. All entries should show false under the Errors column. This indicates that the AD assessment ran a clean discovery and the assessment should run properly every time in the future. From this point, wait 3 or 4 hours. Then you should see the initial results of the assessment in your OMS workspace. You'll see recommendations made by the assessment in your OMS dashboard. To analyze the results and recommendations, you can click on the assessment and see all of your recommendations. Clicking on a given recommendation will show you the specific issues that prompted this recommendation, suggested actions for dealing with the issue, and the objects affected in your environment. You'll also see the impact of the issue on your environment, the probability of this issue occurring or reoccurring, and the effort required to address the issue. This concludes the tutorial video on how to configure the Services Hub on-demand assessment for Active Directory.